Thank you for joining me on this week's Tactic for Success. Today I want to talk about a very important tool that us here at In Pursuit of Legends use to help us be successful, and that's trail cameras. You know, we use trail cameras for a multitude of different species, including deer, elk, and pronghorn, in multiple different states, to include Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, Arizona, and Wyoming. You know, trail cameras helps us put that puzzle together. It lets us understand which areas have the big shooters and which areas don't. So when the time comes to set up ground blinds and tree stands, those trail cameras are going to really help us pinpoint which properties we're going to want to hunt come that fall. One of the most important things to remember when trying to get great trail camera pictures is always set up on the commodity. That could be a water source in the summertime, a primary food source in the summertime, or perhaps even late in the year, and even a doe bedding area, or perhaps in between two doe bedding areas for the rut. That's going to optimize you getting great pictures of good animals. Always set up on the commodity, you're going to get great pictures every time. Regardless of the species we're hunting, we like to get our trail camera set up between late July and early August. That gives the animals plenty of time to get accustomed to the intrusion that we made when we went in there to set the trail cameras up in the first place. We like to wait about 4 to 6 weeks to go check those cameras, depending on if they're out of state or not. Sometimes we're not able to get in there until 2 or 3 months later. And fortunately for the new technology, cameras are able to sustain a higher quality of camera life and battery life, whether 6 months or a year, so you know that the batteries are going to be good to go. A few helpful tips to remember is make sure that the camera is cleared of any debris, whether that's twigs, limbs, grasses, anything. Make sure that you take the time to properly clear it so you get good pictures. Also, make sure that you use good alkaline batteries, whether it's Rayovac, Duracell, Energizer. A good quality battery will ensure that your camera will run a good long time and make sure that it doesn't die after just a few weeks. Also, make sure that the date and the time are always set accurately. Every time I switch that SD card, I always make sure that my date and time are set appropriately. SD cards, make sure you do not exceed the size that the camera calls for. Lastly, I like to set my cameras either facing north or south. Most of the movement is going to be either in the early morning hours or the late evening hours, and I don't want to have to battle the rising or setting sun. So make sure that you use these tips. I'm sure they will help you. They help us. Go find that big giant buck or bull you're chasing this year, narrow it down, try to build a pattern on them, and set up accordingly, and hopefully you knock down the greatest animal of your life. Thanks for watching.